The Rock Report with JC.
Here's what's making rock headlines for Wednesday, November 17th. Peter Jackson seems to have done something that, well, very few people have done before. He's convinced Disney to allow swearing in one of their movies. Now, it's not a kids movie. It's that Beatles documentary that's going to be coming out next Thursday. I guess all the raw footage they've collected shows the Beatles as they actually were. He describes them as a group of chain smokers with guitars who play songs. And you're going to get like the raw Beatles feed in this new documentary. The one thing that Disney had to sign off on was that it was okay for Paul, George, John, and Ringo to actually drop an F-bomb here or there. So you will see the full uncensored Beatles documentary next Thursday. It comes out on Disney+. This is pretty cool, especially if you're a big fan of Tom Petty, or if you just want to learn how to write songs, maybe like Tom Petty. He was pretty good at that. There's a new documentary. It's actually free to watch it, and it's basically a masterclass in how to write songs and the recording process and working with your band. It's all about the making of Tom Petty's famous Wildflowers album. The documentary is called Somewhere You Feel Free, The Making of Wildflowers. It's about an hour and a half long, and it's on YouTube to watch right now. I'll include the link in today's Rock Report blog. And finally, Dee Snider. Apparently, if you're getting married and you're a big fan of Twisted Sister, you might want to give him a call because he might officiate your wedding. He's done that a few times. Most recently, last week, he did it for a guy who's a bass player in a band called Rusty Eye. Goes by the name of Mr. Rust. I guess Mr. Rust is a huge Twisted Sister fan, also a big fan of horror movies. So is his fiance, so Dee Snider naturally said, I'll be there. I'll get you two married. It's not the first time he's officiated a wedding. He's done it 4 times now, including for his own son, Jesse Snider. It should be noted, though, that every time Dee Snider's officiated a wedding, they have so far all ended in divorce. But Dee Snider says he's got a good feeling about this one, and he thinks that Mr. Rust and his new wife will be together for a long time. Dee Snider might know a thing about long marriages. He just celebrated his 40th anniversary. So, hey, congrats, Mr. and Mrs. Dee Snider. And that's what's making rock headlines for today. Brought to you by Hatton Home Hardware. Hatton Home Hardware. Here's how.